that, y'all. I like that, y'all. I like that, y'all.
Hey there, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Hey, good morning, crypto fans. How are we doing out there? Holy cow. We took another turn down. I'm going to try to explain a little bit what's going on. As you see, I have up here in front of me the top derivative exchanges by open interest and trade volume. As you can see, and you can tell by to my voice, I'm not from Australia. I'm from the US here in the South. And we're looking at the two top exchanges, Binance, and I have no idea how to pronounce the other one, so I won't even give it a try. The number two there, so you look at the combined volume, you're looking at 100 billion, over 100 billion actually, in trading volume as we move into the futures expiration for these particular names, particularly here, BTC. So just wanted to show you that there's a lot of money moving. There's a lot of money sitting on exchanges. People have, unfortunately, panic sold, and there's a lot of money sitting there in the exchanges ready to buy. And that's the point I wanted to try to make today, is get some powder ready. And I know it's very, very difficult and painful and scary as shit when your investments start to lose money, but we've got a plan for that. So let's move on to, let's have a look at the charts. So as you see, I left up from yesterday's debacle of technical difficulties, but things seem to be going a little bit better today technically, so hopefully we can get through this. So we are looking here at BTC USD. We took another drop down. Basically, let's see, how far did we get? We got from the recent low down to, we're down another 13%. Doesn't really indicate that. That's the over here to the right. That's the daily percentage. So let's get you some support and resistance levels. We're going to get down there. I put that, oh shit, it just as a joke, but sorry about that. But that's your support level as we look to hold 32,226.37. Sorry, lost my train of thought for a minute. And then we'll look for resistance coming back up through in the 37,506.55. Amazingly, we are not in the oversold yet, so we haven't dipped down as far as the RSI goes. We're right on, we're 30.35, so we're getting close. So, of course, this is, oh my goodness, it's spinning already. This is not financial advice, but these are good times to buy. And you hear terms from a lot of people, catching a falling knife, which is true. So the best strategy, in my opinion, is to scale in on the way down, cost average, and you don't want to go all in for sure. But incrementally scale in, and you'll be really happy when this thing bounces and goes back up. So that's the lesson for today. Let's move on to Ethereum under 2,000. It's been a long time. I think it's all the way back to February. Where are we back to? April. Almost did it. Yeah, so Ethereum hadn't been under 2,000 since early April. So my point of view, good time to buy. I'm buying it. I'm buying the dip for sure. So we're looking down support at the 1853.48. And let's zoom in here on the 1 hour and see if we try to, there's our dead cat bounce. Tried to get back through. So we're going to try to get through this. This is a pivot point, these little dash lines. I'll take that off because it's going to be distracting for you. And there's our resistance. So tight range here as we gather ourselves together for 2002.14. So of course the $2,000 market is going to be tough to get back through. It's going to become resistance where it once was support. That's the way things work in technical analysis. So let's move on to BNB USD. BNB down 20%, 20.51. So we'll get that rascal out of the way. And let's zoom over here. It's going to be a lot of wiggling around here, folks. Sorry about that, but got to find these support levels on the prior lows. So we're going to look down there at the, oh, we got to go lower, don't we? There we go, 224.83, right on that pivot low is our support. And resistance, we'll switch to the 1 hour. Probably need to stay in there to get some of these resistance levels coming back up through. And we'll forget about that one and look up here. We're going to be optimistic because we still have these moving averages pushing everything down. So just imagine this like a big magnet polarizing it to the downside. So we are oversold on BNB USD. So as you can see over here to the left, we've gotten deeper in the old oversold territory before. So bounces are going to come. It's just a matter of when. So that's what we're trying to look at here today. There you go. 265.971 is your resistance. 224.861 is your support. Let's move on to ADA. Cardano. Let's get that out of the way. And as you can see, we did get below here. We got all the way down to the 1.04 prior. So we're going to find you. There's our support. We managed to lay down some support at the 1.126, and then your resistance level coming back through is going to be first 1.205. Let me zoom in just a little bit there so you folks at home can see that. Moving on to PolkaDot, DOT USD. And we have support at the 16.21. We just got through that resistance level, so we'll come on up here to the next go round at the 20.06. Just emerging out of the RSI oversold for PolkaDot. Let's have a look at Doge, and I got something I'd like to show you. I know there's a lot of Doge people out there, and truth be known, I do own a little bit of Doge, but it's just very tiny bit. It's not something I aims to get rich on, but hey, it doesn't hurt to hold any. So we're looking at support down at the 0.2893 and resistance there at the, where are we at here? There we go. Coming back through the 0.3246. So big volume on that last go round on the way down. So I want to show you something real quick. We'll switch over to DOGE.D. This is the Doge dominance as opposed to the total crypto market cap. So as you can see, not much is left the building here on Doge. So here's your dominance was up at the 3.35%, and we're only down to what are we at now? Like right roughly 3%. So what does that say? That says that the Doge folks are hodling. They're hanging on to their Doge. Nobody's selling, which is good news. That should be the case for all the coins if you can manage to do so. Let's keep going here. We'll go back to LTC USD, Litecoin. Litecoin got all the way down there to 129.64. Man, that's been a long time since we've seen that. And we're looking for resistance coming back through. We got through that resistance level, and the next difficulty is going to be this 12-day moving average still turned downward. And looking at resistance at the 153.65 for LTC USD. Just came out of the oversold. So scouting the bounce here. If you're a day trader of something of sort, if you're going to try to catch this, watch it for. If you're trying to do that, here's how you do that. You just look for a higher low to be set. You zoom in on the time frames, like maybe 5-10 minute time frame. Watch for it to set a higher low. And then the next time it goes above that higher low, it's time to get busy. Let's move on to LINK USD. Chainlink down 20% for the day. And we have, there's your support level, 16.991. Almost forgot to say it. And resistance level, 20.546. And just like the others here, we are starting to emerge out of the oversold. And looks like we may have a bounce going here, folks. So stay tuned. Let's move on to XLM USD Stellar. Stop losses are insignificant at this point. We are not in any trades at the moment. We being me. So we have support at the 0.305 and resistance 3515, pardon me. I say that I'm not any trades. In full disclosure, I do own all of these names over here that we're going through the watch list. I keep in my long-term account that I don't trade out of. And if you don't know the drill, there's a link over there to the right in the how-to section if you want to take you about 15 minutes to go through, and it kind of goes over what my charting and my strategy is. So we're looking at support here for Vechain, VET USD. You got support at the 0.0767 and 0.0913 for Vechain. Let's move on to FIL USD. Only down 11%, so this one's not bleeding as much as some of the other altcoins. That's good news. 60.931 is your support support level. And let's see here. There we go. Let me grab this guy. And resistance 69.81. I will tell you too, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of information here as we go through today, because just keep an eye out there for FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. As you will see, CNBC, I call them rooters, and some of the other folks are going to just pile into this fear, and that's what gets them clicks and all that kind of stuff. But just kind of take what you read with a grain of salt. Do your own research, do your own due diligence before you come to any conclusion. Especially don't listen to folks like me on the internet. Validate what you hear, because this is your money. Nobody else cares about it as much as you do. So that is end of disclaimer. And let's move on to, and I'll shut the hell up, 0.8879 is your support level. And resistance is the 0.958 for Storj. Moving on to IOTA, Internet of Things. Moving the old stop loss out of the way. And there we go. We have support down there at the 0.7596. And your resistance level is, if you can get through that 12-day. It's going to be a little difficult at the moment, but we have some big, massive green volume spikes here, which is very, very good indication. Resistance 0.9131. We're going to move on to COMP USD. As we go through these, you'll notice that pretty much all these altcoins are almost the same, as they are married to Bitcoin. So we need Bitcoin to run up first, and then these things will follow. And as you've seen, as we go along here, they're going to rotate in and out, taking turns to be in the spotlight. So here we are with resistance 347.13 and 298.668 for comp. Let's look at I always need attention, because I need my attention coin of basic attention coin. 0.5253. It's been a while since we've seen that for BAT. And 0.6126 is your resistance for BAT USD. Oversold, by the way. Let me pop right back in. I missed that particular. You see how we are underneath this dashed line, which is the 30.00 RSI, which is relative strength indicator. So this is your momentum. So looking for a bounce here for BAT. Now we'll move on to ETC USD. Just emerging from the oversold, so bounce is in play here. And we got support down there, 46.730, and got past that previous high there. So we're going to look up to 55.500. I'm staying here on the 1 hour time frame, folks, just so you know. Normally I do the 4 hour, but there was such a massive drop at once, it's hard to get some support and resistance off the 4 hour there. Let's move on to MANA USDC. How we doing out there anyway? I know that the YouTube watchers, I'm streaming on multiple platforms here, but thank you folks for joining in on the YouTube channel. If you're out there, if you have a ticker you want me to chart for you, we can have a look at it. Got some extra time today. Always try to keep these videos short. Some folks appreciate that, where I'm just straight to the point. So today I'm kind of rambling on, so I better get rolling here. So we are 0.5764 is your support level for MANA USDC, and resistance 0.6758 is your resistance. Still in the oversold, so watching for that bounce. Like I said, watch for that come up, set a higher low, and then once you go past, the candle goes above that higher low, off we go. Moving on to ZIL USD. And very similar, we are down to 0.0775 support and resistance up there at the 0.09352 for the ZIL. Moving on to NU USD. We have support. No wick at the bottom. That's really good. So we have right on the body of that candle, 0.2151. And resistance coming up through climb, 0.263. We'll go on to NMR USD. And very similar, support 29.70 and resistance at 34.479. One thing I will mention too, as we go through all these, you see a lot of similar patterns, but what you look for sometimes is the totally lost my train of thought, sorry about that. The correlation. So once these things lose correlation with the other, so sometimes they'll run on their own. Those are the early runners that you can have a nice day trade with. So we're looking down for graph token at 0.5843 and 0.6949 is your resistance. Moving on to UNI, Uniswap. So we have support 14.828 and resistance up there at the 18.40 and oversold for UNI. AAVE USD. And 254.757 is your support level. And 301, check that, 300.40. So roughly the $300 range is going to be a tough milestone to get through for the bulls. Moving on to MKR USD. And 1944.1810 is your support level. And up there to 2432.27 is your resistance for MKR. One of our newcomers to the watch list here, MATIC, MATIC USD. This one's on Coinbase. We've got a couple of new ones here I'll mention, and then 0.08212 is your support. And resistance up there, we have a double top, so that can be a little skittish, but 1.02, so roughly the $1 and the moving average for MATIC. Another new one, SOL USD. We're watching this one because it's about to be listed on Coinbase, coming up within the next few weeks, I believe. So I don't have the exact time for you. I'll have that in the morning. So we're looking at support 21.4209 and 26.70. There are ways to get a hold of SOL USD. You can get that on Binance.us. Also on the crypto.com, I've got I do believe, yeah, I have a referral link in there. If you pardon the shill there, we both get 25 bucks, I think. But use that link anyway. It doesn't matter if you take the money or not. At least you know you're going to the right website. There's a lot of these things that hijack you and all this kind of stuff. So, like I said, don't really matter, but it's there for you if you like it. So let's move on to some of these NFTs that have gone entirely asleep. And looking down here at audio, 0.8489 is your support and resistance, coming back up through the $1 mark. $1 even for audio. CHZ USD. Trying to manage to hold on to that support. Let's go. We can do that. Let's get the 0.1969, 1969. Support 2290 is your resistance for CHZ. Moving on to Theta, THETA USD. We have 5.112 support. Well, let's see if I can grab that without grabbing all this other stuff here. By the way, if you're new to the channel, I'm using TradingView, the desktop version. I think this version is no longer in beta, but that's what I'm using. Really like it. Very stable. So looking at resistance 5.718. And if I didn't say it, 5.112 is your support. We're getting close here. Computer's starting to glitch. Can we get through this? Come on, we could do this, computer. Yeah, we're starting to lag. So we have support for ENJ at the 0.8650, I should say, and resistance up there at the 1.03. RSI oversold, so keep an eye on that. Let's move on to ONE. Have no idea what's causing all this lagging towards the end here on OBS, but you would think someone with a technical degree would figure that out. Okay, we have support at the 0.0646 and resistance. We can bring that down. We got to get through that guy first. 0.0774. So let's look at BTC.D. That is the Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, it continues to grow and grow and grow, which tells me there's some accumulation going as folks are selling the altcoins into BTC for safe harbor. So at least they're not taking their money and running off somewhere else, that's for sure. So we are up we're up 3%, so we're up to 47.45. As you can see, we got way down there in the 30s for BTC dominance as it is to the crypto market cap. We have Ethereum, ETH.D. We are down $1, 1.76%. At 17.17% dominance. And I got this one for you Doge fans out there. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're all about Doge. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. But Doge is holding steady, like I mentioned at the front end of this video, is surprisingly folks are hanging on to their Doge. They're not selling, they're not panic selling, which should be the case, in my opinion, for all your investments, but that's for you to decide, my friends. So let's wrap it up here with total crypto market cap. We are down to $1,343,000,000,000. So we've almost lost a whole $1 trillion. And we're down 11.87%. Well, folks, I did manage to get through today without any technical hiccups or anything like that. I'm very, very excited about that. I'm happy to stick around here for a second or two if anybody wants to put their ticker in the chat, something that maybe not on the watch list, or if you have any concerns or anything like that. All right, folks. Well, it's time for me to end the YouTube live stream version, and I appreciate you stopping in here. Please hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. You'll get 2 notifications a day, one for the Crypto Morning Show, and a Crypto Happy Hour will be the second for you. That's all you'll get. No spamming, nothing, none of that kind of stuff from me. Have a great Sunday, everyone. We will see you in the morning at the Crypto Morning Show.